Okay. In a the congregation doesn't say with the Shtel Tzibur not Yeshiva. He says that alone, even though I guess we do. El shows the Masha Shtel Tzibur, remember they require and they intend to what the Shtel Tzibur is saying, and they say one deals with his words. Achem Magil Kedusha until he reaches the Kedusha. Goes on in Tzibur, and then the congregation responds. Kadosh. In a Tzibur, the congregation isn't. Okay. Hatam, the Niskan of Shtil Tzibur Yom Renim, the reason is that they set up that the Shtil Tzibur should say it, Vishvil account for the congregation, via Shluchim and be their messenger. This is from the Machzis Shachol. Became Bakadosh usually Zar Shalom or Im Chazan, similarly Kadosh just to be careful not to say with the Chazan Yizgandal. Add a minion Shmirab until a minion Shmirab. But if you yesh minion the Lavadim, if there's a minion of the side of him, just show them Mazin the Shtil Tzibur that are hearing and listening to the Shtil Tzibur. Gam can also it's also to say that with the Shtil Tzibur. Ki al kol echad have basic necessity because on everyone who's in the shul, Hachiyav l'shtok, the obligation is to be quiet, l'hazan, and to listen l'shtil tzibur to l'shtil tzibur. V'achkach l'an tzachov, and afterwards to respond after. Because it says the filim yirtz l'nolmod either here, even if he wants to learn through thought. Gam can also mishash amaska l'chaz nikadish. It's also when the time the chaz starts nikadish. V'chein b'kadish and similarly by kaddish. Im lo b'shash achaz amarach b'nigun, and that's the time when the chazan is lengthy and singing. V'lo b'shash mechatikos. He also not the time when he's enunciating the words. But if he's going and then it's fine to be thinking, learning. Kedusha El Naritzucha. It's only called Kedusha Naritzucha. That's according to the Svardim. Shom Cain called Tefillah Shachos. They say this in every Shachos Naritzucha. V'chein l'Ashkenazim Shom Nekadesh. Similarly, Ashkenazim say Nekadesh. Again, that would be called. It's called. That would be the same thing. Little Masam. Okay. V'chum. And all those. Abul Shar is noticeable with the rest of the Nosel. Shemosifim b'Shabbos ve'enim that they add on Shabbos, enim b'Chazan including us. Kedusha is not included in Kedusha. Ve'enim tzorach l'Hazan after Chazan up to listen to the Chazan. B'zeh v'chein minhag b'kayom now the minhags nowadays. Sh'omrim ozeh kodem b'Chazan. They say this before the Chazan. V'chein what the Lomod is someone else to learn us, i.e. to hear her through thoughts. Kinkas Magen Ram. This is the Magen Ram says v'shem Hagos. Yeshno Klin is the name of the Agos Yeshno Klin. Abu Kamar Chon is open many Chon hold the Filu Yimloch Gamkain Eno Meikar a Kedusha that even Yimloch is not part of the main part of the Kedusha. This is from the El Basim and Samafov Ayin Sham Mishnah Purim. Vukolshkin Luminasum Vashur Lumasum Ubadivri and also Ubadivri holds are not part of the Kedusha. I guess you could learn them. Elishoskim, rather we do is you quiet and you yotze. V'yesh makilim shiyuchol omer lemer imer shtel tzibur. Those that make it, so you could say it with the shtel tzibur. This neritzcha. This one Taz and the b'shem kasavim, the name of the kasavim. V'aminig anachon, and the proper minig is shekmoshe kazav Shulchan Aruch, like the Shulchan Aruch says. This is from the Chayei Adam and the Sha'ar Achronim. Ki imon nimshuchu achronim, because the achronim got dragged down with them. V'chein nog agra, similarly that's the gra had the minhag. Mikomakam aminag we made, and still the minhag in our days. Shomim makal gamke nekadesh. The whole college also says, whole congregation also says nekadesh. B'Shabbos omim kedavar omer b'kamatz, and fine, and that's just the minhag. B'Shabbos omim kedavar omer b'kamatz, and Shabbos is like kedavar ha'omer with the kamatz. V'yir ha'shliach shetzibur l'sa'im imas l'umasam, which you see the shliach tzibur to conclude l'umasam u'v'divrei kodem she'yasilu akal baruch v'yimloch, before the congregation starts baruch and v'yimloch. Think of Magen Ram, Magen Ram Shabbos Shem Sefer Chassidim, the name of the Sefer Chassidim. But I wrote to them to say Shloim Shlach Chassidim Tzibur Kol Kaf V'Mirasul Limam, so that the shliach tzibur shouldn't drag on so much. We're saying l'umasam This is from Sham. They're in the Sefer Chasidim. Sham Sefer Chasidim. V'chum. U'v'divrei, or they're saying v'divrei. Kedei shelo yaskilu hakal baruch havod, in order that the congregation shouldn't start baruch havod before he's finished. V'chum. V'chein yimloch kodem yisayim, and similarly yimloch before he finishes with the part before that. Within the Kaddish of the Baruch Hu, same thing by Kaddish and the Baruch Hu. It's from Hagos Yishnochlin. Everything which you answer after the Shliach Tzibur. O Achar Mevarach, or after the person making the bracha, Lo Yimshul Shliach Tzibur O Mevarach V'Sofo. The Shliach Tzibur shouldn't drag on or the person making the bracha at the end of it. Kadesh Lo Yanu Kal Achar of Kodim Shisayim, in order that the congregation shouldn't answer after him before he finishes. Via Zek Ein Amein Katuf, and it'll be like this on a main which is grabbed. Le'el V'Simin Kaf Kafdal, which they learn Simin Kaf Kafdal. It's a fast. Maril Kishamar Baruch Yimloch, then the real, when he would say Baruch and Yimloch Hayakar V'Zokev B'Shem, he would bow down and straighten up in the shame. Avalom Etzinu Railas, we didn't see a proof to this with Nadaki Moshe, Aken Lo Nagu Kazein Kayom, now therefore we don't have permitting that to do this nowadays. Kadosh, V'Yachud Shamar Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, V'Adayin L'Shdei Tzibo V'Vikar Zelzeh. And a single person said, Kodesh, 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 and the Shliach Tzibur still was up to Zelzeh. Yeshom and Delo Yotze, the Vitzorach Lanas Pamacher, some say there's not Yotze, and he has to say an answer another time, Kodesh, Kodesh, Kodesh. This is from the Shari Chul and the Shem Berke Yosef. The Tam Pasha, and the reason is simple, the Tzorach Lanas Kibeyas are Kayach, you have to answer this 10 people as one. V'chein Yesh Lizar, and similar, to be careful, this is Pasha, as in the Shari Chul says. Yesh Lizar Gam Kain, Shlo Ya'achar Lomer, as the Kedusha shouldn't delay to say the Kedusha Achar, called say it after the congregation. Okay. Yesh Lizar B'chol Zebei Yitzimir, but Payet, and there is to be careful about this on the time of the reading of the Payet. Kisharosa Tzibur L'Maskil Lomer Kodesh Kodesh Kodesh, take up Yivsok Be'emtza, then immediately, when the congregation wants to say Kodesh Kodesh Kodesh, they immediately stop in the middle. Okay, let's see the Beralachim. And a Tzibur. I'm Vishim, we're looking at Vishim Bro, whom Machot is the Shekel, this from the Machot is the Shekel. V'Shulchan Aruch Shel Agraz, the Shulchan Aruch from the Agraz, because he writes, Tahani Milu Yachot Shirot Zeleot Lomer Kaddish. Only a single person wants to say Kaddish. Avalim Kol Akal Yir Tilom, the whole congregation wants to say it. Most they didn't have be much from the law. Afilu Shaloi Mishtel, but now the congregation Yachad is saying it together. Arch Shemi Komoko Mendel Chachil, it's not game, still was like, it's not like I feel to do this. Just like the by Kaddish, where the congregation responds to many Yishmerabba, after Yiskadol, after Yiskadol, Shomer Shtil Tibus of Shtil Steve said. Came the Kedusha, so to Kedusha, Yishta Afila Anas Kaddish for Baruch, after Nakdishka. It says the real Kafil is the answer Kaddish and Baruch after Nakdishka, only Kaddish, Shomer Shtil Tibus of Shtil Tibus says. Chem Mashmer Begrad, so much Mashmer Begrad, the Zahu Tam Shel Shochanach, Shekos, this is the reason why the Kol Shochanach says. And the Tzibur does not answer. He just listens. Because they're supposed to be responding to the Tzibur's Nekadish and saying Kadosh to that. The Masher Dafilu Mirtu Kol Tzibur Lo Megam Kain and Kedai Lachila says even Masher, even if they want the whole congregation to say it, it's also not proper Lachila. It was Manin Shinag Lo Nekadish. And now in our times where we have men to say Nekadeh Yeshua Pi Kitzvei Ariza, that's from the word writing of the Re, Shehevi Magan Ram, it's brought in the Magan Ram, Osha Sopim Kataz, Joseph Cotton, Aleph, or the Holy Kataz of Cotton Aleph. Ella Shoskin, rather they're quiet. The Ozonim Tibar Kaddish, and then the congregation says Kaddish. I'm Mishnah Bro, look at Mishnah Bro, Mashka Katam, the Shetvi from the Zar Shlo, these Achar Tibar. You have to be careful not to delay after the Tibar. Ola Haktam to go first. Ki ein omrim davar shel kedusha pachas misar. Because can't say the thing of kedusha less than 10 people. Finally, also Sof Simen Kaf Kaf Dalad. Look earlier in Sof Simen Kaf Kaf Dalad. Masha Gesav Nisham to mistap kanalin in Shteil Tzibur. What we wrote there, we have a subject about a Shteil Tzibur. Imhu Mechoyev Gam Ken Lomer Kadosh. Baruch, if he's obligated also to say Kaddish and Baruch, im hativ with the congregation. Kihalahu ain't a multi as after because he's not multiing himself in a clown from the general category. The harmonikash is already said in the Kaddish. The eighth yom after Shalom Basar, and how could he say it afterwards without 10 people? And so therefore maybe you should say it with the congregation. The Ein Lama Kivin Shal Tzibur all made the Lahosi Rav and can't say since the Steel Tzibur standing to be used to the public. Yidei Chavasam their the Koba, Kasha Ketibur counts as if these are the congregation. The Ein, it's not true. The Allah Kedusha is Tzvichu Kazal Lechalach Mea Shomim. Lema, this isn't Kedusha, we made each one of the people who are hearing to hear it. Lema Ba'atva Kodesh and Baruch to say himself Kodesh and Baruch. Okay. The after keeping the homemade the tefillah, since it's possible since he's standing in prayer, Carmel with Simon Kavdal, passing Simon Kavdal to Zion, the Yishtov, the Yechav, the Masha Omer, still simply should be quiet and understand and listen to what the still is saying. The other taste was that not to be able to this. Kashiv homemade the Hoti Rav and sound that counts as if he's standing to be able to the public. The obligation. We also learn feel after he's able to say the Kaddish even afterwards. And even though they wouldn't be able to because they have to say it themselves, so clearly the still is not being able to them. But he's still in the prayer and everyone's being able to with his prayer and they're supposed to intend to what he's saying, so that's sort of like he is fulfilling everyone's obligation counts as human. They must still Tibur Shar Yachad Omer Kodesh. And if the still Tibur single other person started saying Kodesh Kodem Shagomer Tibur Mirasim before the congregation finishes their saying. Bavade Chashu Ketibur Eliyav, that's for sure counts as congregation, that's fine. So meaning as long as he does it before the last guy finishes. Tov L'Chavin Ragel V'Shasha Omer Kedusha, it's good to intend your feet together, or means keep them together. At the time when he's saying Kedusha or Imer Stil Tibur with the congregation, with the Stil Tibur, Hagab. Yesh Einayim L'Marim, there's just raise your eyes to the skies. V'Shasha Omer Kedusha, time it says Kedusha. V'Chein Minaniim Gufa, similarly they move themselves. And also in arts and raise themselves from the land. They take their feet up. This from the Torah B'Shabbat Leket. Ve'im l'daber be'emtza kedusha. Ve'im l'daber be'emtza kedusha. Shouldn't speak in the middle of kedusha. This from the real Beis Yosef B'Shem Maria. Miyavidach Eretz Suta. Misha Amar say the kedusha ba l'veisik. And that's one that says the order of kedusha and comes to the shul. Matzah zibur on the kedusha. Sees the congregation's answering kedusha. Chutz of all in mind goes back and answers with them. This from the Chuvas Arajba with Simon Reish Ben Tes. The Chavin Ragel, the tendency to feet together. Kamosha goes to the Simon Sani. Hey is doesn't Sani, Simon Sani hey. The Torah Chavin B'Yosef B'Kedusha. Yes, intend very much so in Kedusha. The Kaddish is the Hashem Ha'indus to sanctify Hashem. His Baruch of His Chusta Yashra Allah, and with this it'll rest on Him. Hashem is Baruch Kedusha B'Mala, Kedusha from above. Hashem is blessed and Kedusha from above. B'Yachavin the kind of pasuk B'Negzakdish. And Yigdash himself in Israel, and he should intend to fulfill the pasuk of, and he shall sanctify me in the midst of Israel. The Arizal Mazim Odozan Arizal was very warned about this very much though. Anosuk Shemakdishim below Shemak. The Nosuk is Shemakdishim below Shemakdishim with a nun. Gam Yapish Kitsas. You should also speak a little bit of a separation between Teva Shemakdishim, between the word Makdishim, the Teva also to the word also. Shekatavacha, which is written afterwards. Ukil Elba Simon Samach Alef, as I said earlier in Timothy Gal, the Gabi Kriyashma, in regards to Kriyashma, that they could be absorbed. That's from the Achronim. V'yishli Yisod, there is to raise your eyes. Ki Kosva B'Shem HaSefer HaCholos, it says it's written in the name of the book of the HaCholos. Zelashon is the language. Baruch Matem LaHashem LaShemayim, blessed are you to Hashem Shemayim v'Yordei Merkavim, that the heavens and the people will come down from the Merkavah. Im Tomru Tagidu Levana, if they go down in the chariot, if they say and they tell to my sons, Masha Ani Osa B'Shasha Magdishim, if what did I do when the time when they're doing my kedusha, v'om kodesh kodesh from saying kodesh kodesh kodesh, okay. V'lam do some and he taught and it was taught to them sheyu eineim nesuas l'mam that there should be their eyes raised up to heaven. The base to be lost to the I guess for the house of their prayers. They noticed them out from the mountain, they raised themselves up so a little bit. Ki in li hana b'olam kodes l'shal, there's no hana in the world like that moment. Sheineim nesuas ki einai be'einai, their eyes are like you're longing to my eyes. Be'einai be'eineihem, and my eyes to them. Also Shah and in that moment I grab onto my throne, my holy throne, but the most Yaakov and the most which has the form of Yaakov there. And I hug it and I kiss it. And I mentioned there's a chus and I quicken their gula. Hey, naim the eyes. The hainu shiyu seguros, that it means it should be closed. Avalobe naim bekusus, but shouldn't be open. I think as vataz zakasas avalarbi achronim kolkamazeh. Many achronim marga on this pasuk that magagibur. Most of the magagibur pasuk like them it could be open eyes. Okay, menanim similarly they move. Ashla kasu shekabala biyadu shayarim gufo v'akevo lamala, and the Ashla writes that his kabbalah in his hands that he should raise his body and his heels up above. Baruch v'yimloch k'mo b'kadosh, and he's when he says Baruch and yimloch, just like b'kadosh, he raised himself up. V'nosin also he raised himself up. Ki isav v'tankuma, because it says in Tankuma Parshat Tzav the uveshtayim ye'ofef, and two of them he should fly. Mekan tiknu la'of, and this they set up to fly al raglov on his feet. V'shash omer kadosh, we're saying kadosh. Because the Magen Avraham says, look also shegdolgim the kof to not like those people who skip and jump. Aval Eli Rabba Shishari Achonim Yishua, the menag with the Eli Rabba and the other Achonim answer the menag. Umenag Yisrael Torah, here the menag of Yisrael's Torah. Umikol Makom b'Makom Shein a menag came and still in a place is not the menag. This way, this from the Shari Tshuva. Pshit the Shein Naskos Kain's Pash, you shouldn't be doing this during these massive jumps. Kivol Yislotus, it's going to come there, they're going to make fun of you. V'Yasas Karba Seder, and it's going to lose your reward for your loss. Because of Bach the Bachras writes, Shetzarach Lomer Kain Bechain Kasuv, you have to say Bechain Kasuv, Al Yad Nebiyacha. V'Nosel Shalanu Kasuv Al Yad Nebiyacha, and not Nosel as it's written in the hands of your Nevi'im. Because of Magen Avraham Sheishlo Gam Kain Semach, the Magen Avraham also has a reliance, it's an okay Nosach. Ein Sham like that. Because of Achronim, the Afcha and Yas Amein, even though the Minas Amein Yesh Merabah, who had deeper in Kedusha is even better than Kedusha, Mikamakum Im Kaddish, Kavar Shama, Kedusha Lo Shama. Still, if he Kaddish he hasn't heard, and Kedusha if Kaddish he did hear, and Kedusha he didn't hear, Adain, then his Damein Lo La'anos Kaddish Kedusha, and it happens him to answer either Kaddish or Kedusha, go to one or two minions, or he's hearing them both at the same time. Buddha Shian and Kedusha, let's say it's better to answer Kedusha when it fills his obligation, fine, because he hasn't done it today. Magan writes, Im Hiskal Kedusha be'emtza Shama Kaddish, if you started Kedusha in the middle, he heard Kaddish. Mistaver do lo yafsik la'anos amen yesh merabetz, Mistaver, he shouldn't answer to say amen yesh merabah. Elagomer Kaddish, rather he finishes Kaddish shalosh parim 3 times, ad kavodo until kavodo, ve'im shemea oz yomer amen yesh merabah. And if then he hears it, then he says amen yesh merabah. Emtza Kedusha, in the middle of Kedusha, he shouldn't be speaking. Because b'dakimos right, Shamaril lo hayam daber mitchilas Kedusha ad after main takal Kaddish, that the Maril wouldn't speak until the beginning of Kedusha until the end after the main of Kel Kaddish, then the Eli Rab. I mean, he's in the middle of Chazaras Shas. I don't know why even after he could do it, but okay. Maybe if he goes outside or something. He's outside. Okay. Shulchan Aruch. Which skipped in one of the brachos. Made a mistake and skipped one of the brachos. Pishamanskir also Yodea when you mention it to him, he's going to know how to go back to his place. Aim is talking also we don't get rid of him. Avalim Dilik brachos Hamalshina, but if you skip one of the brachos of the people, the Malshina will give him over to the government. Yeah. Myself and also we get rid of him. Miyad immediately Shem Avikarisu, maybe he's not Vikarisu, Miskilabah, he started it, the Tav, and Misakinos, and then he made a mistake, we don't get rid of it. And Misakinos. So Tav, if you look at me skipped at, I made a mistake and skipped. The Fuki Hazes with the to exclude if he made the Mason skip something. That's from the back on Prima Gazim. I feel Bishar Brachos, Misalkina, Miyad, even other Brachos, then we get rid of him right away. Because Brachos, from all the Brachos, he skipped one of them. What's limited to say, I feel him top the deal with Birkas Kemesim if he made a mistake and skipped the Brachos Kemesim of one Yerushalayim, building Yerushalayim, and Misal can also he wouldn't get rid of him. Loma Shem Kofer, maybe there's a Kofer, but Skill Kemesim never denies the resurrection of the dead. Or when a Mam vs Mashiach, if he doesn't believe in Mashiach. I was leaning to Chicago, he should rather be assumed that it was based on a mistake, he left it out. That time, the reason is, I'm based look at the base Yosef Shem Ram Ben Yonah, but I am the Taz, the sphere, look at the Taz that holds. Yimash Ishmich Stam, if he skips both of them, Vavadi on the tree from the Choshazam, for sure to be concerned about this, if maybe he's not the guards, but I feel him his school myself, and also even if he started them, we just get rid of him. Yishkol can I love those that argue on him. This is from the Maimon Mordechai, Pine Bailey Rabba, the Da, the Kuliyam, the Mukach Kuliyam is proven according to everyone. This is from the Meshuas Yaakov. The Imi Anu Yodim Shukov, we know that it goes to the Mason with the resurrection of the dead. Howein Imam Begulu Gasido doesn't believe in the redemption of the future of the Mashiach. Because again, the main Imam Torah is in a Shemaim for sure if he doesn't believe that Torah is from heaven, or the Gemul of ownership or with reward or punishment. The Kol Yami Apikar is Gamu, if everyone still holds is a full Apikar, also a new for the Shil Tibur, it's also leaving to be a Shil Tibur. Bim Amad Bechazaka in Almin Amin Achrav, and he stood with it with strength and says, I am going to be a Shil Tibur, and kicked it, went out and started doing it. Amin Achrav, he can't respond to Amin after. I am the Elbow Simon, no, Gimel Sifka, you can't look earlier and Simon to Gimel Sifka. Amy Song, also we don't get rid of him. Elishoan Ad Shias Kirosa, whether we wait until he met Shias Kirosa until they mention him. This from the back. Okay, Shiniz Garchos is the Malcolm Shatar when he met and when he remembers he go back to the place where he made a mistake. Or Yachad it's all like a single person made a mistake. I'm Be'er Lacha, look at the Be'er Lacha. Havalim Dilik, what if he skips something? Dafka Misha Dilik Kula, it's only when we skip the whole thing. Havalim Dilik Rosh Bracha, but he skipped just the beginning of the Bracha, but time the Chasimas and concluded its Consima. This is from the Aphronim. Lomatina Shemasakanal, so we don't see that we can get rid of him. Kainim, okay. He has to skip the whole thing. This is from the. Oh, yeah, we did this from the Aphronim. V'chainim lo rasa lamer, because the kofrim, simply he doesn't want to stay the kofrim, el v'lamoshinim, he doesn't want to stay kofrim, he wants to stay the moshinim. Emisakanal, so we don't get rid of him. This is from the Magdi Word. Because there are places which say l'chachila b'moshinim and not the kofrim. Miyad immediately. Pirish, the aim on Tinable she has Kiro, so we get rid of him right away. We don't wait for him that he should remind him, or remembers him. Eliyah Masakin also rather we get rid of him. We save him from the place of davening immediately. Yeshem is dark about because maybe it's thrown into him right now. Because Baina rose to the Kalalatmo doesn't want to curse himself. Okay, deal with bracha, therefore he skipped his bracha. Even if he was a like status until now, the kosher tzaddik, the proper person and the tzaddik. Gampin Hashim was also concerned about this when we take him out. Some brachos got text. Mikomakom emasak also mishliach tzibur mishum pamachas. Still, we don't get rid of him from being a shliach tzibur because the one time he skipped it, it doesn't prove that he's a bad person. This from the Magen Avraham Rishon Prifadash. Even Sheyesh Shlomo Shatak, since there is to make a mistake, to say that he made a mistake and just couldn't do it. I'm sorry. Emasak also don't get rid of him. Vafilu should Shab and Asayim Harbim, if he made a long break between them. Lohay Yaakov he wasn't able to remember. We still assume it's a mistake. Made the Hiskabah since he started with it. So even if he couldn't, he started it and like waited a long time. I can't do it. And then We still assume it's a mistake. Fine, this one the Gemara of test. Okay, let's see the berura. Still typisch het taal bedielig skip one of the brachos. Who did not feel him taal and deal like time shalosh brachos. Even the same thing would be if you skip 2 or 3 brachos. Yam kinin a half also did this. Then I'll knock it over a hover that just pick the normal thing and skip 1. Teres the kingdom of Prisha. In Misal can also you won't get rid of him. I mishna bro v'ayim Rambam. Look at the mission. Look at the Rambam. Get him the mash from it's mash from him. The dafim shah. It's only if he waited a shah a moment. Why Yachol is Yashiv Daita wasn't able to like settle his mind. L'chaz them come to get back to his place. Oz Yam Varach or Tach, then you say another person in place of it. Mashman the Ad Shah should then Mashman till Shah Tzarech Hampton will have to wait for him. Ulam Bishari's Trolskim Lavis, she was there over another post and we don't see this Shah measure, which seems like an hour. Some of the which copies over in the Simon of the Rambam, the words Rambam Hishmit Mine Table Shah leaves out the words Shah Sarfian and the idea. Birkas of these brachos. After the Dachlim Dileg Rak Osu Lavadan. So it's possible if only skips that one alone. Avalim Dileg Osu Ve'asachaver, so it skips that one, then his friend one, and the next one, Asmukolo, which next one, Mukos the Bishkaga Bazel Yadu comes out, it's proven that this is from a mistake, it came to his hands. If he just skips out the machine, but he skips out the machine in the next one, so he just made a huge mistake. Mistal tells me how to get rid of him right away. I'm Mishnah Bro, look at Mishnah Bro, but near the Imnis Kar may ask for because of the breath of the machine. If he remembers himself and goes back to the machine, it means Reader, you won't have to get him out if he quickly does that. The Harimucho may car to make car because it's proven that originally was just a mistake. Base. Still made a mistake, but anyway, doesn't know how to go back to his place. Yamanach would have to say, put another person in his place. Kedushin is Barla Elba Simon Gimel says earlier in Simon Gimel. Maskum with skills of Bracha Shataz him Hoya Atos Pemsayus. And he begins at the beginning of the place where this person made the mistake if it was in the middle of Brachos. The Inyo doesn't know how to go back. Wrote so lo means to say shu nivol ve'inyo de lechaz ve'af la'achos shemaskirnos. So that means confused. He doesn't know how to go back even after they mention this one. Canal. Tach. Let me put another person in place of him. U'lechatila tov shia also ha'achar misha kiven. And lechatila it's good to have that person, that other person, someone who intends the full tefillah for the whole prayer and mushli al tzibur. This is from the Zaki Moshe and Teres Sekenim. To be someone who intended the whole prayer with the Shliach Tzibur. Below Sach v'Shach Shachayah Shliach Tzibur Mispal, he wasn't speaking while the time the Shliach Tzibur was praying. Below Imlo Nimsa Kazak, if you don't find someone like this, Yikku Afmish Lokim Bazeh, you can take even someone who didn't have intent for this. If people walk again Bazelo Yaskalel Mitzilas of Brachon, even still you shouldn't start that except from the beginning of the Brachon, and they start off because the congregation trouble the congregation. Similar Chas, Nun Gimel, look for Similar Gimel, wrote to them, the Mavor Shom is clear that Pacific Zion, Loya Sarman. But also, you shouldn't be a protester like, I don't really want to do this, and at that moment. But from the beginning of the bracha, even if you only made a mistake at the end of it, Shakriya is also bracha command. The left of the dummy that the reading of that bracha is as if it's not there. There's no difference if you made a mistake. This is from the Nishma Sadam Bakal of Test, the Gunner Vikay Eger Bechadusha. Oshanachalash Ve'enu Yachal Lagamra, or he made a mistake, or he became sick and he's not able to finish it. Okay, this is from the Nishma Sadam. Bakal of Test, we're going to Eger Bechadusha and Niskum Eger Niskum. You need to get someone else in place of him if we start from the beginning of that bracha. L'chein b'yom the ram nefma yom ram shalapam nechol sh'stil tibur. Sometimes the shtil tibur becomes sick. Yom Kippur is fasting and he can't do it. Perhaps a few little beauty lomid achatas to get someone in place of him. Sorrow please all she asks lomid. You have to be careful that the person should start the tchilas of bracha from the beginning of the bracha. This is from Shlomo the Shlomo and the Shlomo no vagon kiveger and the vagon kiveger, which was custom sofer and the was custom sofer careful for the time of kapal. But after shachasam sofer mekel shaming no the custom sofer is mekel there mekel makom elo sham shum right there. There's no proof there that in the chakil in regards to the chakil of after shagam who lo amar elish the diavin possibly he only said this in regards to the diavin. Miyata b'chartanu, we have to start from Miyata b'chartanu. Lo yasser piyutim, we shouldn't re-say the piyutim. Mikol makom b'diavad im hiskul makom shenishtatek lo mayosh at b'chartanu, and we still b'diavad if he didn't start from the if he starts from the place where the person was quiet and didn't start from the beginning of Miyata b'chartanu, from the truth comes from Sopersham, then kibin shadayin l'pnei sheni lomer. So the Sofer Sifel is still in front of the second person to say the end of the shlichus. The next part of B'chalav Anasenu, but in the Hakvid, Masha Kitzur, and so it's not to be marked about this that he's shortened in the middle ones. It's okay.